Good day, classmate, and good day to our beloved instructor and the Dean of the College of Teacher Education, Dr. Mercy Samaniago. We are now at the learning episode 10 in our subject Participation in Teaching Assistantship. I am Rachel Sumulat, your reporter in this episode entitled Writing My Learning or Lesson Plan. At the end of this learning episode, we must be able to explain the importance of lesson or learning plans. Write learning or lesson plans using the specified learning competencies, reflections, and effective communication skills. Revise the lesson or learning plans based on the feedback given by the resource teacher. Cite some problems encountered in writing lesson plans. Use professional reflection and learning to improve practice. What is lesson plan or learning plan? This refers to the blueprint of the daily teaching and learning activities. It is a step-by-step guide which helps teachers in maintaining the quality of instruction. An effective lesson plan has a great impact on teaching learning process. So, yung lesson plan, isa ito sa mga pangunahing kailangan ng mga guro upang maisakatuparan niya ang kanyang pagtuturo ng katiwasayan. So, yung lesson plan din, ito yung guide ng mga teacher sa kanilang pagtuturo sa particular na subject na gagamitin nila sa mga mag-aaral. Yung lesson plan din ay yung guide kung ano-ano ang gagawin nila, kung ano ang tuturo nila, kung ano ipapactivity nila, at kung ano-ano pang nakapaloob sa particular time sa pagtuturo ng isang teacher. 3 types of lesson plan. First is detailed lesson plan. Second, semi-detailed lesson plan. Third, brief lesson plan. A detailed lesson plan provides mastery of what to teach and gives the teacher the confidence when teaching. In this plan, both teachers and student activities are presented. So, the word detail, it means na sinasabi lahat, binabanggit lahat, sinusulat lahat, o ginagawa lahat ng nasa laman ng lesson plan. Nakapaloob din dito kung ano-ano lahat ng sasabihin ng teacher at kung ano yung response ng mga bata sa sasabihin ng teacher. Next is semi-detailed lesson plan. It is less intricate than the detailed lesson plan. It is having a general game plan of what you wanted to cover for that subject on the particular day. So, nakapaloob din dito yung mga gawaing guro na lamang or yung teacher's activities. Hindi na dito isasama yung mga gawaing bata or pupils' activities. Next is a brief lesson plan. A brief lesson plan is one that hits the main points of a lesson does not involve a lot of detail. So, dito naman, ito talaga yung sinama rin na ng husto. Dito din, sapat nang banggitin kung anong pamamaraan ang gagamitin ng teacher o di kaya'y banggitin ang sunod-sunod na hakbang sa maikling pangungusap. 3 domains. Ito yung tatlong importanteng nakapaloob sa objectives. First, cognitive. It talks about mental skills or knowledge. So, nakapaloob din dito yung content na dapat matutunan ng student doon sa topic ng isang teacher. Halimbawa nito, nalalaman ng mga mag-aaral kung ano ang ganito or ganyan. So, ginagamitan lang siya ng pag-iisip. Second is affective. Halimbawa nito naman is na isasabuhay ng mga mag-aaral kung ano ang kahalagahan ng paggalang sa mga matatanda. The third one is psychomotor. Tinitingnan naman dito ng isang teacher kung nagagawa ba ng student yung task or activities na pinagawa niya. Outcomes must be stated in terms that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, or yung tinatawag nating SMART. First, it should be specific. It answers the questions, what is to be done? How will you know it is done? And describe the result of the work to be done. Second, it should be measurable. It answers the question, how will you know it meets the expectation? third, it should be achievable or attainable. It answers the question, can the student do it? Fourth, it should be relevant. It answers the question, should it be done and why? And lastly, lesson objectives should have a time bound. It answered the question, when will it be done? So, it is an expectation from the student of what they can be able to do after the lesson. It also allows the teacher to see and test if the student have achieved the purpose of the lesson. When writing lesson plan, the learning outcomes, activities, and assessment must be constructively aligned. The instructional strategies used must help in the attainment of the learning outcomes. The modes of assessment must determine if the outcomes were attained at the end of the lesson. So, sa paggawa o pagsulat ng lesson plan, dapat yung target learning outcome mo is aligned dun sa ituturo mo or sa mga activities na ipapagawa mo. Then, yung strategy mo na gagamitin is makakatulong dapat para ma-met mo yung outcome na nakalagay sa lesson plan mo. So, dun mo malalaman kung nasunod ba yung objectives mo sa lesson plan pagkatapos ng discussion. Malalaman mo din na natuto ang isang bata kung mataas ba yung score na nakuha nila sa pagbigay mo ng activities, recitation, quiz and so on, or yung tinatawag nating evaluation. Essential part of lesson or learning plan. First is learning outcomes. It is a statement that describes the knowledge or skills student acquired by the end of a particular assignment, class, course, or program, and helps students understand why that knowledge and those skills will be useful to them. Second is learning content. The topic, themes, beliefs, behaviors, concepts, and facts often grouped within each subject or learning area under knowledge, skills, values, and attitude that are expected to be learned and form the basis of teaching learning. The third is learning resources or materials that are used for teaching. Some examples of these are textbook, gadget, novels, films, module, lecture, and so on. And the last one is learning procedure. It is an in-depth explanation of how the lesson will progress in the classroom. The lesson procedure is essentially step-by-step instruction that walk you through everything from the time student entered the classroom until the bell rings at the end of the period.